are, folks. Here's your boy Frankie Aberlon here with King Ding Dong. And we are the Frankie and Ding Dong Show, coming at you live before our one ball brawl on Sunday at Bayside Bowl. So I figured we would get in here, talk about a few different things that are going on, do a little impromptu new release ball review type deal for everybody, and just kind of let everyone know what's going on in the bowling world here in Maine and beyond. And welcome in, and it's been a little while since we had a Frydays with Frankie, but figured we would kind of get the ball rolling with the new season after we just had a pretty killer Carl's event last weekend. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and a little bit of anything else you guys want to cover. So let's get cool.
Yeah, so Spin Biscuit Productions helping us out with this. We actually again, as Frankie was saying, we haven't been here on a Friday with Sizzle Sizzle Fry Time. And speaking of Sizzle Sizzle Fry Time, we're 2 events into the Carl's World Tour Series, and we are going to have our first FDDS event of the year starting this Sunday, 2 days away from that. The one ball brawl. You want to hear some Frytown. That's going to be one of probably the toughest tournaments of the season, I would say. Wouldn't you say, Frankie?
Yeah, we're going to actually put that old pattern on the screen here for you guys in a few minutes, but it's kind of a devilish pattern, a throwback to an old mist pattern that was actually an accidental pattern that was put out for what was supposed to be the shark oil pattern for a mist tournament many years ago. The pattern was laid out incorrectly, and it was actually dubbed the sand shark because it was so dry and so long.
Lots of friction.
Lots of friction, especially up front. So we want to do a little throwback and put something in our pattern library that is an actual downloadable pattern, and that is the Sand Shark Redux. And you'll actually see that scrolling across your screen. We actually have the FDDS pattern library. Myself, King Ding Dong, the mad scientist, Greg, working on these patterns. And in case you ever want to know stuff that goes through my head, I was at work earlier today working on future patterns. So without giving anything away, this is what I do when I'm not at the bowling alley. I'm thinking of bowling stuff, oil pattern stuff, tournament stuff, all to make the experience better for everyone out there. So, you know, that's just what it's all about. Bowling 24/7, 365, evil genius, all kinds of fun stuff.
And I like how you put it, making the bowling experience better for you guys. Yeah, because some of the patterns that we think of, as you guys already know, are definitely tough. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
They test your game, though. It's not your normal house trash that you go out and, you know, kind of close your eyes, pitch it at the ditch, and watch it strike all night. This is going to and actually make you work for the title that you might get. And the coolest thing I think about putting out these hard patterns is it kind of brings the field together. You got some of the lower bowlers that, you know, might be able to perform on some of this, you know, pretty normal. And then some of the higher bowlers, you know, are going to have a little bit of a struggle striking as much as they normally do.
Yeah.
So it kind of brings them together, bridges the gap. It really puts an emphasis on your spare making. And with one ball all day for strikes and spares, it's going to be tough. Don't worry about it, because everyone's going to be going through the same rough struggle as you.
Absolutely.
So one ball at a time. It proves to be a lot of fun. Not only is it cool to see what you guys have picked, because you got to pick beforehand.
Yes, that's the big key to this tournament. Yeah,
you got to pick beforehand. So it's cool to see what you guys have picked, to see what you guys do to manipulate your hand positions, to make those spares, to make those adjustments without being able to go back to the bag and say, hey, I need something a little earlier. Hey, I need something a little later. You have to make that ball work. That being said, one of the cool rules about this tournament kind of goes back to Frankie's namesake, Aberlon. Bring your pads, because we haven't really talked about this much, but you can change the surface of your ball all day long. This ain't no USB-C shit. This is FDDS shit.
Yes.
We don't give a crap on our one ball tournament.
Way to be PC. For one time in our life, he says crap instead of shit.
Right. Fuck it.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
We're back.
There you go. So yeah, we are not USB-C. We are FDDS. one ball is all you get, but you can change your surface all day long as much as you want. For that matter, if you have a ball that has a weight hole the size of fucking Kansas, bring that motherfucker if that's what you want to use.
Well, I don't know if I suggest that on this 15 mil oil pattern, but you know, if you need a little help getting the ball to hook, that's not
sure.
bad thing, so.
Yeah, drill up a plastic, put a big ass fucking number 4 weight hole on the side, put some surface on that bitch, and there you go.
Yeah, go with a double thumb layout. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Josh Delfonso says surface adjustment. We have Dick DeJour with the Sharks, of course.
Yes.
So speaking of which, did you see the cup there at DDJ? So we got the Sharks cups going. Del Picard saying, "What's up, boys?" And actually, Del runs a great tournament there, the Digger Doubles tournament every year. And you know, I was talking to Del a little bit earlier today about maybe bringing the Frankie and Ding Dong show on the road, and maybe doing a little live streaming down at the Digger Doubles tournament. So,
FDDS on the road. Hey,
yeah.
I like
it. You know, Del, a great guy, phenomenal person, and really like. I had such a good time last year at that tournament. Viking and I went and bowled the doubles there, and it was really, really fun. And I suggest everyone look it up. They have a Facebook page. Check that tournament out. But yeah, we love supporting other people's events, especially good people like Del who run quality stuff. So for sure. So yeah, so I just put the oil pattern up a few seconds ago for people. Sand Shark oil pattern, basically 15.79 mils, about a 145-to-1 ratio, 48 feet long, and you'll see on the screen. You know, you'll see that little extra on the outside boards, basically kind of stretching that taffy pretty far. But, you know, with that extra length and an extra volume on the outside part of the lane, it's going to take that gutter. I don't know if it's out of play, but if you're going to play it, boy, you better be playing up it and not to it. So up it, not to it is kind of how I look at it.
I agree. Yeah. You know, and at Bayside Bowl, it's so hard to take the gutter out of play a lot of the times because the gutter does play. So, you know, we haven't played on this pattern, but in theory, the gutter should definitely be out of play, especially if you try to get it there.
Right.
If you play up and at it, it's possible it might play, but 48 feet of fun, only 1.4-to-1 ratio, like Frankie said, because we increased the ratio on those outside boards in order to make this extra interesting.
Right.
So, you know, the inside... 48 feet, under 16 mils. The inside's going to be burnt. If you notice, the track area, unlike regular Shark, is burnt from the foul line.
Right. You can see that. You can see that dip kind of in the track area itself, which is really going to make it tough. You know, you're going to want to play inside the track area or up the outside part of the lane, in my opinion. But again, it's one ball. So it's not like you can just switch from, you know, an asymmetric solid to a symmetric pearl and be like, oh, I can just get this thing to clear the fronts a little easier. No. You're going to have to do the manipulation with your speed, line adjustments, foul line adjustments, targeting adjustments. I mean, you name it. Surface adjustments, clearly. Bring your Avalon pads, your Sire pads, whatever you want to use, and that's all good. So,
yeah, and you know, I'm really glad that Tommy Guns got in. You know, he was able to defend his title from last year. If you guys, fans of the show, might remember that Tommy Guns used Damn Good Verge last year.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what he's going to use this year. I have talked to him a little bit about it, so I think I know what he's going to bring, but we'll see on Sunday.
And remember last year we were kind of a little bit with the COVID restriction type stuff. It was we could only have so many players in the field.
Was it 48 in
48
the field last year?
So and we took 12, but this year we're doing 64 with 16. So basically the same ratio. So we're going to do basically the same thing. We'll do top 16. It'll be match play, single elimination, but you'll get your average the first game. We pretty much follow the same format for this tournament that the Carls does. So you'll stay on your same pair of lanes for 2 rounds and then move. Finals will probably be on 3 and 4 again. That seems to be a pretty good pair for us to get the camera on and stuff, and you know, makes it really nice. And so yeah, pretty excited to have 16 players. Like we filled the field, we have 64 in the field, and I'll just get you some information about the tournament. $600 to the winner for this tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Before. And we want to thank our tournament sponsors, Brunswick Bowling. They're supplying a Melee Jab Carbon, which has been a super hot ball this season, as anyone knows. The Melee Jab line is one of Brunswick's signature lines. Absolutely. It's been a great ball for many years now, and the carbon just adds another element to that line. So that's a really nice piece to pick up. You can get your tickets at the tournament desk, either when you check in, or we're going to take people can buy tickets all the way up until after qualifying when we do last call. So You don't even have to bowl. If you just show up and watch, you can just buy tickets. You don't
That's
even have
the
to be
thing,
bowling. So, and we just want to also thank Bowler Builders Pro Shops being a sponsor again this season, offering free drilling of all the balls won, not only for our tournament series, but for the Carl's tournament series. So that's a big deal. Thank you to Jimmy Clark, Bowler Builders Pro Shop owner. I work there. You work there. Mallory Clark on the PWBA, obviously affiliated with the Pro Shop as well. Yeah. And so we just want to thank Bowler Builders for being a great sponsor for us once again. And so we have some more comments coming in. We have Delpicar says, love the show. That would be great. And says, thank you very much. You guys are also awesome. Appreciate the love.
Thank you so much, Del. Yeah.
Michael Puzo says, throw 180 on plastic. You can. I mean, whatever works, you know.
One ball you want to break.
Delpicar says, man, I wish I could be there for this. It is probably, I really like the our doubles tournament. You know, I love that one. Scotch on the Rocks. It might be my favorite, but this might be my second favorite. One ball brawl. They're all great. Mulligan Stew, it's phenomenal when it gets to playoffs, but this is a great one. Hey, look at that. Mallory Clark, PWBA, checking in. Oh, and she already told me she's not even like waiting till Sunday. Purple Hammer Sunday, Purple Ball Strike.
Purple Hammer, nice.
I'm in between one of my 4 Purple Hammers I have. So, but speaking of purple, there's a couple of purple balls here that we're going to get to for ball reviews coming up in a little bit.
Purple balls do strike, by the way.
And this ball, this Rattler is actually in the running for the ball I might use on Sunday, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So thank you for checking in, Mallory Clark. Awesome. So so thank you to all of our sponsors for the event. And the tournament action will be brought to you on tournamentbowl.com. They're a phenomenal site. I actually was just in contact with the gentleman who owns Tournament Bowl today, asking him questions about a couple of other events. So those I was hoping to get into possibly helping out with the shootout at Just in Time later on this year, but it might not work out because of the trios part of it, the singles, doubles, and trios type of thing. So, but maybe next year. I'm talking to him about it, so I'm hoping that might happen next year. But you know, that's a good event that's run at Just in Time.
Yeah.
Bowler Builders obviously a huge part of that event, and Brunswick Bowling will I'm sure will be involved with that again this year. So but tournamentbowl.com, we will have the QR readers at laneside for all the bowlers to just hit that, bang, you can look at the results, updated every game. We have high game pots, brackets, you name it, we got it going on right now. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're pretty excited.
And if you're at home watching, you can follow along on tournamentbowl.com as well and see all those scores during qualifying and everything to watch your favorite players out there.
Absolutely, yep. So while you can watch our live feed, you can have a split screen. You be watching the bowling. You can be, checking out the scores from earlier in the day if you want on Tournament Bowl.
Yeah, come in the chat room.
Yeah,
when we're on there live streaming, we'd love to have you watching in the chat room and interacting with us. That's what we're there for. We're here. Frankie and Ding Dong Show, as you guys know, amateur bowlers for the amateur bowler.
Yes.
And we're bringing you the tournament action and the tournaments. I can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah, so just one more quick look at the oil pattern for everyone, the Sand Shark Redux, just for you to vomit one more time. And it's funny because I want to say it was David Jacobs who had made a comment where I shared our post about the oil pattern. And he says, what the hell is wrong with you guys? I love comments like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for comments.
We say the
same
thing.
And I'll tell you what, if you are out there somewhere in this nation or around the world, you use a Brunswick Envoy machine and you want your tournament bowlers to vomit as well, you can download any of our FDDS pattern library.
Absolutely.
It's available for you now. This is just a new pattern in that pattern library, and we will be dropping new patterns all season long.
Flatline says, what the Christ does this pattern interpret? Well, when we had it up, let me put it up again for you real quick, Flatline. All right, let me get this up on your screen. So this pattern here has trenches dug into the track area, which is basically around your 10 board, basically 8 to 12 board area. And
those start at the foul line.
Right. So if you look at the bottom of this pattern,
all the way back to the
right, it's all the way back. So don't try to lay the ball down early in the track area. It's just going to hook. The outsides obviously have more volume down lane too.
Well, soaked 16 mils, but they're going to feel soaked.
Yeah. But not like the rainstorm we had today. That's soaked.
No,
but, so you got some more volume on the outside. It's going to hook in the track. You got a little bit of volume in the center. So, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of bowlers playing closer to like 20 to 12 type of line.
That's
if you can. And, you might have some guys trying to pipe it right up the ditch and try to actually catch some of that hook in the track area further down lane. You know what I mean? So that might be a way to look at it too. So that's basically kind of how you look at it. basically just a whole bunch of awfulness. So Mallory Clark looks like the Wilton house shot. Hashtag Arby's challenge. I really would like to design an Arby's, just an actual Arby's pattern.
Arby's
They did it by accident, but I'd like to actually.
That would be a Redux as well too.
Arby's Redux.
Yeah, like a state tournament. Arby's
Can we call it like
Redux.
the roast beef and cheddar challenge or something? I don't know. What's their signature sandwich?
Beefy burrito instead of beefy.
Don't
We
get me
could
on a
mix
beefy burrito
with the Arby's.
Hey, shout out to anyone who can tell me what the cut score was last year in this event. I know what it is.
You do?
I do.
Oh, I did not do my homework on that.
Jesus, come on, Ding Dong. We had a show tonight.
Oh.
The show was impromptu, by the way. We were just getting together to watch On Patrol Live.
OP Live, yeah.
We have our
that
bingo
started
cards.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, the girls already got their bingo cards going, so we'd rather just hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, what does Aaron Tibitot says? Dude, if I was a little stronger, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Aaron, you just get better, buddy. We can't wait to see you back on the lanes. Rest up, heal up, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have more events out there this season for you to bowl in for sure.
All right. So, do we want to talk about our signature series, the Rift Apparel jerseys, or do we want to talk about the new releases?
Let's talk about some Rift stuff first.
Right,
so Rift Apparel, Frankie and I have signed with Rift Apparel.
Hold up. We got time out. We got a quick comment coming in.
Oh, geez.
Quick heater. We got Charlie Mitchell coming in. Excellent poster on the wall. I agree with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mr. Hungus, it's a great poster on the wall. So, to pay off on my teaser, Flatline said, I'm guessing minus 25 was the cut. You are close, actually. He's actually, minus 32 was the cut. We actually had 6 bowlers go positive last year. But minus 32 was the cut. My prediction is the cut will be lower this year. I'm going to say minus 50 is my prediction.
Well, we're taking 4 extra players this year as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But I'm saying minus 50. That's my guess. But
minus
I could be
50.
Wrong, so. That's my guess. We welcome yours. That's my Fred Nutter for the night. So, all right. So let's get Rift Apparel. We're gonna get this going.
Yeah, Rift Apparel.
They approached us about getting together and doing some stuff, and we're on board with them. The LaJoy twins, who are the
great people, amazing family.
So they actually allowed us to kind of go crazy and make our own signature jerseys. So we have the Frankie Avalon and King Ding Dong signature Rift Apparel jerseys, and we're gonna get those on the screen for you guys. And so we have the actual Frankie and Ding Dong ones here. And so that's mine, obviously, and it's got a bunch of our logos all over the shirt. We've had a similar jersey to that in the past, so this is basically kind of our staple jersey. You know what I mean? Like that's like for our show, we love the purple
FDDS signature.
FDDS signature. So
and, you will really be able to order those with your name on the back, your bowling ball
whatever you
logo
want to put on
front.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Even if you wanted to buy team jerseys for your team and you want to put your team logo on the front, names on the back, ball on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Rift Apparel will work with you to customize your own FDDS jersey.
For sure. Absolutely. So that's basically the Frankie Avalon and King Ding Dong signature jersey for the show. And then we have our individual ones. So we can actually show you. I'm going to show you King Ding Dong has his 2. This is the King Ding Dong signature crown shirt proof. And you can actually get that jersey with that big fat crown on it, which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I love that shirt. It came out beautiful. It's nice and simple with the colors, black, and you got the silver platinum going on.
Absolutely.
Again, you can have your name, your nickname, your ball logo on the front, whatever you want, your team name on that jersey. However you want to customize it, or if you want to say King Ding Dong on it, you could have it that way too. Yeah,
and then we also have the King Ding Dong Lighthouse jersey, which is, I love that. That is so cool looking. Really gets the essence of, Maine, New England, kind of that feel. And obviously, you're all about that. You love the outdoor stuff. You love, that type of deal.
I got to tell you, Frankie, West Squatty must be one of my favorite places on earth. It's the easternmost contiguous point in America right there.
Yeah.
West Squatty, beautiful lighthouse, iconic with the stripes and everything.
It's
and
awesome.
That's a KDD signature photo that I took this summer. And Nathan and the LaJoy twins turned it into a beautiful jersey.
It does look nice. I can't wait for you to get that in for sure.
Let's absolutely. Just like the Frankie ones that we're about to show you, that one will be available for you to order as well.
Yeah. So the crown right here. And then the Lighthouse jersey, both will be available to order soon from riftapparel.com. That's going across your screen. And now we'll get into the funky stuff that I like.
Let's get into Frankie.
I'm a big horror movie guy. I'm big into the stuff that's like skulls, zombies, you name it. So I came up with this really killer Red Skulls jersey. Perfect for Halloween season. I already have people requesting this that bowl Wednesday nights down at Spare Time Portland with us. We have a team that's looking to get these jerseys. So very cool design. I was really pumped about this one. So really, really, really excited about that. And this might be one of my favorite things I've ever done. And so that skull jersey, you can get it with your name, your ball company, whatever you want on it. It'll be available. Team logo, whatever you want to do instead. You know, if you have like your bowling team, put that on the front. That's the deal with that. So that is the Red Skull jersey. And then the cool one is the zombies come up with this fun zombie one. I love anything horror zombie related. So to come up with this design here and having the Rift Apparel get that to come to life. I've actually seen, I got a little sneak peek of this Ding Dong. If you want to take a look, I'm going to give Ding Dong a sneak peek of his own that is not going to be on the screen, but check that out. That is what's coming. And look at the colors on that.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So, so when that comes in, I'm going to share that with everyone too. So again, you can order that, either of those jerseys, customize them the way you want. And so we just want to cover that. And we want to thank Rift Apparel for, getting in touch with us and making that happen. So really excited for this partnership this season. And, Frankie and Ding Dong show, Rift Apparel, it's a good marriage. And thank you so much to them for believing in us and believing in the product we're putting out. So
yeah, so absolutely. Just get a hold of Rift Apparel. It's www.riftapparel.com. Get a hold of the Joy Twins and let them know that you want one of those FDDS signature jerseys.
Yeah.
Customize it any way that you want. They'll have it sent over to you. I do believe if you spend more than $49, you get free shipping in the lower 48 states.
Correct.
So how can you go wrong with that deal?
Absolutely.
Rift Apparel. Then once you go and you get that in, make sure you put it up on your social media and hashtag request Rift.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a comment coming in. Dick DeJour says Rift, Sharks and Strikes soon. We actually had a little conversation about this the other day, and we're gonna get something in the works for that. So
did you notice the sand shark? Because we're sharks.
Right. Yeah. So speaking of which, hey, check it out. We have the Tiger Sand Shark hybrid. So there it is. Oh, so we had a comment come in about the sand shark after the oil pattern. Flatline put up FTDS tournament sponsored by Suicide Hotline. Well, I mean, it is an FTDS tournament. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Aaron Tibitot said that he loved the Lighthouse shirt, by the way, which is cool. The Lighthouse shirt is awesome. I love it. So that's great. And I saw Hungus was actually on a podcast last night, and I really appreciate him giving me a shout out about scratch bowling and kind of bringing that vibe to Bayside. And Bayside's like part of my soul now. It's part of your soul.
Oh,
it's ingrained in me. I can't imagine ever not bowling there again for the rest of my life. So it's just the coolest place. And thank you to Hungus for everything, and thank you for that shout out. That meant a lot to me when I listened to that podcast today. So really, really cool. All right, so we covered the Rift stuff. Let's get into some bowling balls.
Yeah,
I mean, it's bowling. Bowling balls are fun. We love bowling balls. So let's get into the Radical stuff. We have the Radical Innovator right here, part of the new Mo signature series, Mo Pinnell signature series with Radical, and another Mo Pinnell core design, phenomenal ball. Let's get some information on the screen for y'all here. So
that's an ASIM, right?
It's an asymmetric ball, asymmetric pearl here. So we're going to get the info on the screen for everybody. Really phenomenal piece of equipment. It's for an asymmetric ball, it does what an asymmetric ball does for me. It flares a lot. It definitely picks up a little bit earlier than the symmetrics do. But I used it as basically a bailout ball for me in the tournament when I was really struggling Sunday, and was able to move inside to like 20 and kind of get the ball to like 12 on that Thailand 39 pattern.
Yeah, and
shot 245 with it, when I couldn't have a look with a lot of other stuff. And this ball gave me a look that I could not find anything else. Was able to go through the pins, continued great, but not the hockey stick. I ended up drilling this one, one of my favorite asymmetric layouts, like a 45 by 4 by 35 layout, which is, a good layout for me. Like
Which
I
you
do
have a
benchmark.
picture of that too.
I do. Yep.
Frankie?
So this is the picture right here. That's what the layout on the ball actually looks like. It's probably good because it's covering both of our faces right now. But so yeah, so that's the Innovator. Again, if you're looking for that big pearl, like asymmetric type ball, this is definitely one to check out. You know, if you're someone that's a little bit speed dominant or rev challenge, something like this is going to be a ball you're going to want to use a little bit more often. If you bowl on a shot that's got a little bit more volume, you know, you can still play this ball in the oil and see a little bit more shape and better action through the pins. So
yeah, and that's part of the Mo Heritage series,
Mo Heritage
right?
series,
Yeah.
first ball in this series. So I'm guessing that we're probably going to see more in this series, which I'm excited about because I'm
Absolutely.
a Mo guy. Have been since all the way back to the sumo days, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
so really cool that the Radicals throwing that back with some innovative and creative new Mo core designs wrapped around some killer cover stocks. So yeah, really excited about that.
Yeah, and the colors are really great. Great
pops.
shelf appeal.
It pops. It really
for those
does.
of you guys that are looking for a ball that looks great.
Yeah.
But
Upcoming release, I think 10/22 on this one. I think all these balls are in that 10/22
Yeah,
release date coming up. So again, you can get this from Bowler Builders Pro Shops. Pre-order it now. Any of these three balls you can pre-order right now from Bowler Builders Pro Shops. So
let's get into the purple ones, Frank.
the purple ones.
The purple
We have an affinity for purple bowling
I've
balls.
loved purple
Let's get
bowling
real.
balls.
You know what I mean?
30 years now. So.
Right. So let's kind of bounce around a little bit. Let's have you talk about the Track Legion Solid ball that I've actually seen you throw a little bit more now. You threw it last Wednesday a bit. You threw it, you've been throwing it a little bit on Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Bayside. So why don't you get into that, and I'll get some information on the screen for the people out there.
Yeah. So the Track Legion Solid, I ended up drilling to match my old Obsession Tour Solid, as a matter of fact. Went 40 by 4.5 by 35 on that. And actually, it's probably the closest thing out there I've seen to the Obsession Tour Solid.
Okay.
Since that ball came out. As you know, Frankie, I love that ball.
Yeah,
when that came out.
Yeah, that's one of your favorites.
A lot of players love that ball. Really great, solid, really good on the sport stuff. It seems like I have used it quite a bit on the sport. I did see some success even on the Thailand. Again, like you said, allowing me to move in a little bit, circle it a little bit, and then it still picks up the mids enough where it can drive through the pins pretty well. I really like how it's not so much ball that it's hard to control. It's got that nice ball. I mean, with the layout that I put on, plus the core design, it only has an 11 intermediate diff, so it's a lower intermediate diff ASIM. It's got the 2.500 for the RG, so it's mid-range RG.
Decent RG, but not
too 46, I think, on the diff.
Yeah.
So, it's not a crazy, huge ball like maybe the Innovator.
Right.
So it's in that tour kind of series ball, which is right up my alley. I'm kind of a mid-rev kind of person, so those tour balls seem to
just
work
showing
really
people your
great
layout
for
right
you.
now on the screen.
Yeah.
So,
and
it's a dot ball, which is nice because you can see where the pin normally would be. You can kind of put that anywhere you want, and not worry about it.
Yeah.
So
not have to void the warranty, and it does have dynamic core in there.
Yes.
Like much of the Brunswick family stuff does right now. Great hitting ball, great control. I've seen some good use out of it on some sports stuff. Haven't gotten to use it much on the house stuff. We only bowl one night a week on the house. I just haven't gotten a lot of experience with it on the house. But to be quite honest, Frankie, with that tour style ASIM core, I drilled it for some of the sports stuff that we bowl on, which we bowl on primarily anyway.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Great ball, though.
It is.
If you loved the Obsession Tour Solid and it's time to replace that in your bag, consider this one, because not only is this very similar to that ball, but it's fucking purple, folks. It's a purple bowling ball.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong?
You can't.
Purple balls, strike. Mallory Clark, PWBA bowler, said it herself.
Yes, absolutely. Actually mentioned it earlier today on the telecast. So, Darren, you have a question about how's the CUDA. I'll answer that afterwards because I want to compare kind of some of the stuff together. So, Darren, I will get to that, I promise, because I have from the CUDA a fair amount since I drilled it. So I really like that. So we're going to get into a little bit more on the Radical end. We have the Radical Rattler. This one here is, I'm going to tell you folks, this is special. I was super excited to drill this ball, as excited as I was for the Innovator because I love the Mo stuff. This ball here if you don't put this in your bag, you're missing out. Like this should be your benchmark symmetric solid right here. The Rattler should be your benchmark ball. I can't say enough good things about it. I drilled this 80 theoretical because it's a symmetric by 4 3/4 by 40. I had someone ask me actually just last night how I like this compared to the Intel solid, and for me, this ball is better. For my number one, it's cleaner. It's got that sharp cover stock on it, which was on the Incognito solid, and I still to this day will tell anyone that might be the cleanest cover I've ever had on an asymmetric. I mean, that Incognito solid would get down the lane 2 to 3 feet more than my Incognito Pearl. Right. I mean, when I made videos for that, we were doing videos. I'm like,
it was incredible.
I'm like, this ball like literally goes like it's a banana shape. I even have a video where I have the banana next to it. And you can actually watch the ball go.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
So having that cover stock with this weight block in it here, which is basically a 248 RG, so a little bit lower RG, not terribly low, but a no 35 diff, which is right in the perfect wheelhouse, like the wheelhouse for
low mid diff,
which is what you're looking for a benchmark. Like, I mean, you can use this thing on medium heavy, medium light if you want to circle it because it gets through the lane so clean. I mean, it will shock you, I promise. So,
absolutely, yeah.
And it's purple. I mean,
it's a purple bowling ball, folks. So, like when you're using your stealth and that 056 diff, you know, is like way too much. And you're like, oh man, I need less ball. I need to control the lane a little bit better, but you still want that symmetric look. This Rattler, I tell you that 35 diff. I can't wait till track releases something in that range again, because I haven't really drilled anything in that lower diff in a while. I still have like my Web Tour hybrid, which is the 030 diff. But man, this Rattler looks really great on pretty much anything I've seen you use it on. I've seen you use it on the house, and you're able to strike a lot on the house. It controls that dry on the outside very nicely. Still goes through the pins very nice. Wow. And it's purple.
Yeah, well, Wednesday night, good example. I got in last game through the last 7 in a row with this ball. Just decided to get in and kind of bang on it, kind of circle the lane a little bit. You know, play up the lane sometimes is great, but when I can get in, start it in the oil, get it to the dry, just feed it, and just kind of bang on it as hard as I want, just watch it go through the fronts and just go and just keep going and just throw pins everywhere. It's a phenomenal piece to have in your bag. So for me, okay, so Aaron Tivitas saying, is the Radical Payback anywhere close to the Innovator? And yes, purple is the place to be for bowling balls. Two completely different ball reactions for me. Payback was a symmetric pearl. It's a good ball, really good ball. It actually fairly early for a pearl because it was basically, I want to say it was like a 1500 or a 2000 finish right out of the box. So it definitely picked up. But as you got a little bit of oil in that cover stock, that ball, you could definitely tell it would still get through the front parts of the lane. The Innovator flares a little bit more. It's definitely a ball that can handle a little bit more volume, a little bit more kick, a little bit more kick on with this ball here. A couple more boards overall hook. Payback, a good ball if you want to play in the track area. If you want to get inside the track area, you may find yourself having a harder time getting the corner pins out if you cut off that entry angle. You're not going to have that problem with the Innovator. The Innovator, you can cut off the entry angle as much as you want, and the ball will still get the corner pins out. So,
well, that being said, the Innovator is going to want to see a little bit more up front.
Absolutely, absolutely, The lighter volume Payback, medium to heavy Innovator, pretty much. But both really good balls. But getting that right tool in your hand for what you're seeing is definitely key. So,
unless you're bowling the one ball brawl, and then you're stuck doing it with your hand position
or pads too, a little bit of both. So. So this is just the layout I have on that Rattler, again, 80 by 4 3/4 by 40. And I made the mistake of having HBK throw one with my ball, and the ball threw like pins everywhere, which ruined it for me because that ball will never see that kind of pin action with me throwing it ever again, because he throws it, 19 miles an hour with a 500 rev rate and throws it so good. And it was just a lot of fun watching him chuck that ball down the lane and strike with it. And he was like, wow, this thing's great. So maybe I'll just bring that Sunday. If he's bowling, then we can just both use the same ball and see who bowls better.
There you go. Yeah. I've sold a bunch of balls for people trying out my stuff. And, that's honestly why I drill them. If you guys are interested in coming over and checking them out, I'm sure Frankie would do the same for you. You can definitely check out anything that we drill. Splinter will do the same for you. Nut Sauce, just come out, and that's why we drill them. We want to know what these balls do. We want you guys to be able to check them out firsthand, so that way you guys can make a confident decision when you come to us at Bowl Builders Pro Shop that you are going to get the ball that's right for you.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, if you don't know exactly what you want, just talk to us. We'll help you figure that out, and we definitely wouldn't steer you wrong. We would get you the right thing for what you're seeing. You know, we don't want to put someone in a big asymmetric if they're seeing nothing but, you know, short light oil. You know what I mean?
Right, or something that hooks up.
You know, you will get you information and get you set up the right way. Pooh Bear says 2 of my favorite guys, and you're one of our favorite guys.
Absolutely, Pooh Bear.
All right. So I just want to circle back to Darren Martin's comment, the CUDA. The CUDA for me, if I'm going to compare it to, say, the Rattler way cleaner than the CUDA. It's really not close. The CUDA definitely sees the mids a little bit, even though it's a symmetric. I did drill the CUDA with a much stronger layout, so there's a caveat to that. I drilled that one basically 3 3/4 by 40. This one's 4 3/4 by 40. So an inch stronger pin, a lot more flare. Both symmetric solids. The CUDA can definitely, like, if I want to get in and just keep it in the oil a little bit more because I went with a stronger pin and see more flare out of it, I can cut down the entry angle and still see like pin carry out of it pretty well. Whereas the Rattler is something that I can play closer to the friction because it's so clean. So both really good balls, but I think the CUDA, if you're looking for something that flares up a little bit harder, it's got a little bit higher diff than the Rattler does. So
yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more core. I think more. Doesn't the cover have a little texture, more texture? Got a little texture.
It's got the flip block and the weight block too, which always, and it's got the power core in it. So you know, it's definitely a little bit, I would say, probably center heavy piece as opposed to the Rattler. So. So I would say, I would say I'd put that more in, like, as far as a flip potential, closer to a stealth category. Stealth probably a little bit more differential.
Stealth is probably more,
a little bit more diff,
maybe just a hair more than like the power torque.
Yeah, definitely, more than the power torque. Although, by the way, power torque Pearl, that ball is phenomenal. I love my. Speaking of, I need to dig that out and use this Wednesday again because I used that a couple Wednesdays ago. I shot like 730 where it was awesome. So, I was going to try this thing on Wednesdays using a different ball for 33 straight weeks and then said the hell with it and went back to the Rattler game 3 because it's like...
Yeah, well, you went 7 off the sheet.
Right.
I had to use 2 different balls all night Wednesday.
Yeah, it was fun to watch,
The left-hand lane was like 3 to 4 feet closer to me than the right-hand lane. So I started with the Stealth on the right, that big symmetric, the 56 diff. Symmetric, but it was way too early on the left-hand lane, so I started with the Paragon Hybrid, which I left out of the box. And out of the box, it's fairly clean through the front. Really does pick up the mids very nice, and
I like that ball.
I think I bowled all right.
I
think I had 2 open 650 something.
Whatever,
so that's not bad.
That's good.
Using 2 different all night. Of course, the lanes broke down, and I ended up having to switch to the Paragon Hybrid actually on the right-hand lane, and almost simultaneously on the left-hand lane, I switched to the Ghost.
The Ghost,
Ghost, which is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more.
Speaking of clean ASIM, so like if you're looking for like the clean combo, like a Black Widow Ghost and a Rattler would give you the clean ASIM and the clean SIM.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Oh, how about with this? We have, congrats to Sarah for a 300 Thursday night. I heard she absolutely whacked him the last 2 games. She was like 579 her last 2.
Go Dirty Lou. Let's go.
That's awesome.
One of our favorite people out there.
Yeah, and she's a lefty, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Smooth rolling lefty. Rolls it great.
She does throw a good ball.
Really congratulations. Well. That's her like 1,300,000,000, or something like that. She's a old collegiate bowler.
She is.
Right. Yes. So Sacred Heart, right?
Yeah, Sacred Heart.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Sarah, Dirty Lou. Congratulations on that 300, and Sophie's looking great. I always love seeing those cute little pictures. You see the picture where she's looking at a pumpkin and everything? Yeah,
she looks awesome. So
with Eddie, it's awesome.
Yeah, so it's cool. So thank you, everyone. So that's the ball reviews. A little bit of action there for you. We got a little bit of everything. You got, your benchmark sim. You got this Legion, which I'll tell you what, that thing is. That's kind of like basically the replacement for you for the Obsession Tour Solid.
Yeah.
And the Mo Heritage Series, if you're looking for an ASIM Pearl, you cannot go wrong with this. Big weight block, big cover. Really good ball. Really, really good ball. So definitely check those out October 22nd, Bowl Builders Pro Shop, folks. So, so that pretty much wraps it up. Just a couple of we're going to have raucous crowd, hopefully, for the tournament Sunday.
I hope so.
We got a lot of bow powers actually in the field, which is cool. bowlers from everywhere, though. We got a lot of our out-of-state guys coming, which is
sure.
awesome. So we love that too. And don't forget our number one rule, the D-bad rule. Don't be a dick. Have a good time, have fun. Doesn't matter how much you're bowling for. Pretend like you're bowling for $1. It doesn't matter. So
it doesn't. I mean, we're all there for fun. And keep in mind, you know, I hear this down at these tournaments that my daughter bowls, that to try not to get frustrated, because these are really, really tough patterns, and they're made to kick you in the junk.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're made to do that.
You know what? A 130 game will not be the end of the world. I mean, honestly, it won't blow you out of a tournament, because you come back, shoot 2-0 the next game, you're right back in it, and you don't have to shoot 250 to get back in it. 2-0, 2-teen your next two, you're not far off.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard tournament, so just have fun.
Yeah.
I like to think that, you know, we have that kind of bridge the gap tournament series here right now, where we're a little bit
payouts,
less
expensive. A little bit less to get in if you're kind of hesitant to get into some of the higher price tournaments that might be out there. This here is like, hey, $60 for a chance to make 600, and I guarantee everyone that makes the cut will make over your entry fee money. So if you make the cut, you're making money. It's not like you're gonna break even. So keep that in mind. Even if you make 9 through 16, if you get bounced in the first round, you're going to make a profit.
Yeah, so. And I mean, there's going to be high game. There's going to be
brackets
where you can win money. And shit, if you're not even bowling, you can still win
a bowling ball.
Brunswick
win a bowling ball.
Melee jab carbon could be yours.
Could be yours.
You know, so just come on down. If you're able to bowl, have a lot of fun. If you're not able to bowl, grab some food, grab a couple drinks, and hang out and support your local bowlers right here in Portland, Maine.
Oh, absolutely. So that was our number one rule. I always wanted to get that one out there and let people know that. So we're getting back to the comment section. So real quick before we're going to sign off tonight, we have Pooh Bear asking, what is your guys' favorite ball, go-to ball you have in your arsenal
Currently.
Right now. I'm going to have you take that one first, and I want the viewers to guess which one mine is. I bet they can probably figure it out. But
so right now, I guess it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that's outright hook, stealth, 100%. If I need something to make the corner and I need a big ball that I want to control no matter what, it's going to be the stealth.
The track
if
stealth.
I want track stealth, for sure. If I want something that's a little bit less ball, hard pattern, that I want control, it's going to be that Legion Solid that is quickly becoming one of my favorite balls. I would be using it Sunday if we had a tiny bit more volume out there, but where I helped create the pattern, I know what's out there a little bit, and I don't. I want to use it, but I think that But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's still 2 days left for mull it over. So.
There is, yeah. There's still time. So it's kind of like your two-part answer. It wasn't just he asked for your favorite ball or go-to ball in your arsenal. So I would say answer that in two pieces. What's your favorite ball, and then what's your go-to ball?
My favorite ball.
Like if you said, I can only have this one ball to throw for the rest of my life. That's in your arsenal right now.
It would probably be
the Legion. Okay, so
I know it's the newest one I drilled, and I always like throwing the newest stuff.
Yeah.
But this is so close to my Obsession Tour Solid, and that Obsession Tour Solid I could force to work on a lot of different conditions. So I have a really good feeling that I could force this into working on a lot of different conditions if I really wanted to, which is one of the reasons why it's still in consideration for Sunday, because I can always take hand out of the ball.
Right. Okay.
I can always take hand out of the ball if I need to. So I would have to say right now, if I were to have my current balls in my lineup for the rest of my life, I think it would be this one right here, because it's got that tour style core. It's not crazy, but again, it's not dead ball either. So, it's kind of in the middle. It's not like your stealth, but it's not like a rhino, let's say.
So we got the favorite ball is the Legion, and the go-to would be the stealth.
Go-to, if I need something that just flares. Now, again, this one's got the 4.5-inch pin. With 35 back angle. The stealth I put with a 4-inch pin, 30 back angle. So of course it's got a little bit more flare. The flare separation is a little bit wider. So if I needed something that just, turned and continued, for the most part, it would probably be the stealth. But, if you're bowling on, stuff that's lighter volume, that wouldn't be very good for you.
For sure.
What I mean?
Okay. All right, so that's your answer to that. So I'll answer it kind of the way he wrote it. Favorite ball, go-to ball. Favorite ball in my arsenal right now is it's the Rattler. I can't like it's really a choice between the Rattler and probably the Power Torque Pearl, because the Power Torque Pearl I took it and knocked the polish off, just hit it with a 2000 pad, and the balls just can bowl on a few different. It's just so versatile and it's just so clean, and like I can play straight. If I see friction, I can hook it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like just basically like, yeah, I can use this ball on a lot of stuff. That's my favorite ball in my bag right now. And again, not because it's the newest ball out there and this and that. That's when I threw it. The first couple of times I threw it, I'm like, this ball's going to be great. Like, you can just tell. Yeah. You can tell it's going to be great. You know, he definitely said it's going to shock the world. Purple ball strike. So, you know, and so that is my favorite ball right now. But my go-to ball, if I, gun to my head, it's got to be a purple hammer. I mean, let's get real. It's going to be a purple hammer. That's the only ball I think ever that I've drilled 4 of. There's a purple hammer, and I have 4 of them. So there's a reason for that. I
have polish on mine, and use it for my spare balls.
Right, and I mean, I don't even have mine polished, but I use it for my spares. When I use it. So I really funny story. I started using it for my spares just because a lot of times I'd be too lazy to go get my plastic ball. I'd be like, I don't feel like going to get it, so I'm just going to use it. And once I started using it, it was like, no, I can make it with this. I don't even need to get my plastic ball, really. So sometimes I'll still use a plastic ball just because if I happen to not have the purple in the center with me for some reason, I'll just use it. But
I mean, plastic is good when you don't really feel like throwing it hard that night.
Right, and you just can just roll it and whatever. But yeah, so I mean, purple hammer, go-to ball, 100%, no question. If you had to have me pick one, I would say probably my 3.5 by 55. Because it's a little bit, kind of rollier. It's a strong pin, but it's not as strong as my couple of 3-inch pins. I have 2 3-inch pin ones. I have a 4-inch pin one, just with different VAL. So, yeah, I'd say purple hammer 3.5 by 55 would be my go-to ball. So, which might be foreshadowing.
A lefty with a purple hammer.
Yeah,
where have I heard that before?
And he says, "Thanks, guys. You're welcome." So, well, I mean, I think we're at the part of the show where we're just going to wrap this stuff up. And let's give a little shout out, like the tournament's Sunday, but keep this in mind. November 6th is the next Carl's World Tour, the short 36 pattern, the China Bowling Association short 36. That's coming up November 6th. And then on November 13th, the very next Sunday is our Mulligan Stew event.
Mulligan Stew, yeah.
And so just keep those 2 dates in mind for a couple of future events. But
this Sunday, not open.
No, not for either of those yet. Nothing's open for either of those yet. But Sunday's our tournament. We're still taking names for the waiting list. I will put this up on the screen real quick. You can email us at thefrankieanddingdongshow@gmail.com. We are now past that 48-hour window. Now you're going to get on the naughty list if you try to just not show up or whatever, which means you won't be able to register for the future event.
You won't even get fucking coal in your stocking, man.
No coal. No nothing in your stocking. You get nothing. Yeah.
Bastards.
You will. You
rat bastards.
Yeah. So if you're gonna send us, send us in,
just come in and bowl. I mean, everyone's gonna get their
come in and bowl and make it count.
Yeah. Make it count, people.
Make it count.
Make it count.
All right. So by the way, this coffee's great. Coffee by design, right?
And Sharks really and Strikes. Can't wait for the postseason.
So yeah, so you can still get on the waiting list. I think we're 3 deep on the waiting list right now. But if you are on the waiting list and you just show up tournament morning, if we do happen to have a no-show or two, it happened actually, I think at the Carl's event last time. I think we took 2 that just showed up, were on the waiting list, and just were able to slide right into the tournament. That it does happen. Unfortunate things come up. Sometimes people get sick or whatever, so you never know. So just wrapping it up. Thank you everyone for the show, for coming in and tuning in with the show tonight. We're looking forward to Sunday's event. Check-ins 8:00 a.m. Tournament bowling starts at 9, and 4 games of action. Then we go into match play, and all the match play and finals will be streamed live across Facebook page, our YouTube channel, our Twitch stream. We'll have it all going for you guys, all through StreamYard. Thank you to the folks at StreamYard for providing a great platform for us to stream across all of our platforms. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we're going to be putting some announcements out there about our YouTube channel soon, about we get to maybe 1,000 subscribers, doing some kind of giveaway for people. So get to our YouTube channel, subscribe, tell your friends, and we get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll have some pretty cool stuff for you guys. So
Absolutely.
definitely make that happen. So thank you very much for coming in tonight, and thank you, Ding Dong, for all your expert advice and letting us know about the track stuff, as always. So the track stuff, and King Aberlon back here hanging out with us, and we always have one of our favorite things we ever got, which was the Megaphone Award at Bayside last year. And you know, I'm back here just designing oil patterns in my spare time, so that's what I do. So for King Ding Dong, I'm Frankie Aberlon. Peace out, everyone. We'll see you Sunday at the tournament.